What's up everybody, my name's Trey and welcome to another video. Now, have you ever uploaded a video to YouTube and you were worried that it was going to get taken down or demonetized, or you were just worried that YouTube was not going to show it to its vast network of watchers for whatever reason? Well, I found a YouTube alternative that I'm actually really excited about, and I think that you should be too. Because Odyssey is what happens when blockchain meets video content creation. It's actually low-key genius when you think about it. And by the end of this video, you will know if Odyssey is actually worth your time, because some other YouTube alternative platforms definitely are not. But I think my answer to Odyssey is going to be something that actually really surprises you. Before we get into this video, however, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. And leave a comment in the comment section down below. Have you ever heard of Odyssey before? Or is this the first time that you're actually hearing about it? Because it's kind of crazy that so many people haven't heard of Odyssey and they just watch everything on YouTube. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So what is Odyssey? Well, Odyssey was built on the Libra network and it was launched in 2020, which is relatively recently. You're like, well, why would I want to be on a platform that's so new? Well, the reason why it's so new is it's built on the blockchain. If you want to think about it, Odyssey is YouTube meets crypto, and it's decentralized in the fact that no one actually controls it. They can't tell you what to post, what not to post. They can't take down your videos or demonetize you. And the coolest thing, and probably the most bullish factor on all of this, is for all the views and the monetary value that you receive from Odyssey, you actually can receive that in cryptocurrency, which means not only are you diversifying your income when it comes to posting on different platforms, YouTube, Odyssey, there's a handful of other ones, but you're also getting paid in cryptocurrency, which I don't know if you've looked at the market right now, but is absolutely pumping. So you get to take that upside along for a ride and make some decent money. Not only that, Odyssey's entire mission is basically returning power to the creators, not the corporations. They want to make sure that creators are actually benefiting from making content on their platform, not only in monetary terms by getting paid in crypto, but also by showing their videos to everybody on the platform, as they don't have a way to really shadow ban you. When you post, as long as people are on the platform and searching those specific keywords, your video is going to pop up no matter how many subscribers you have or how many views you've accumulated in the past 30 days. They do a really good job of posting every video in front of you and saying, hey, based on the consumer, what do you want to see? And you can pick and choose which videos might look best for you. Now, YouTube and Odyssey more or less function very similarly, as they're both video content platforms in which you can watch a plethora of different content from people all around the world. But one way in which they differ that's really, really interesting is the fact that Odyssey runs on a decentralized file system when it comes to, instead of uploading your videos to one specific server that, let's say, YouTube owns, for instance, when you upload your videos to Odyssey, they actually are hosted across and distributed through multiple networks of computers. This basically allows you to keep digital ownership of every proof of video that you are uploading on the actual blockchain ledger itself. Once you upload a video to the network, it is on there permanently. No one can take it off. They can't scrub it and say that you never uploaded a video. Once you actually upload it, because it is on the blockchain, you are permanently entrenched in your video is on Odyssey and people will be able to view it. Basically, this structure makes Odyssey immune to centralized censorship. There's not one specific person or entity that can go in and say, hey, people who are making content about this specific topic, we no longer want to promote their videos or show their videos to anybody else, so we are just going to simply delete them or ban them from being able to be shown. And since it's decentralized, no one has that type of power to be able to say who can and cannot post on their platform. Not only that, but the Odyssey token that is given as a reward for when people watch, when they donate, and when you do other tasks actually in your Odyssey account, like posting videos, posting lives, and being consistent about your upload schedule. But you are also able to use those tokens to promote your own videos. So essentially what they did was they created an entire crypto content creating platform in which it is self-sustaining, because every time you're posting videos, you're watching videos, you're interacting with other people's content, you are getting paid in crypto that you can then use to promote your own videos. If I'm being completely honest with you, it's kind of like an endless stream of crypto because everything's made out of thin air, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Now, obviously, I just went over that there is a major difference in terms of Odyssey being on a blockchain and YouTube being like a centralized content creation platform or video creation platform. So one of the main ways that they are extremely different, and one that you're really gonna have to take a look at, is the ways in which creators actually make money on both platforms. So when it comes to Odyssey, like I said, you get paid in cryptocurrency by watching, by commenting, by engaging in other people's content, and also by posting your own content, and then people engage in that, which is really nice because you can catch the upside, which is crypto, and then you have to convert that cryptocurrency that Odyssey gives you into USD on a crypto exchange to actually convert that into dollars if you do want to take it out and actually move it to your bank account or anything like that. Now, on Odyssey itself, there are no ads. So income is completely community driven and token based, which is good and bad. So if you are an extremely large creator only on one specific platform, so maybe you're only on TikTok or you're only on YouTube or you're only on Instagram, and you come over to Odyssey and you post a couple videos, it will make it a little bit humbling knowing that you're essentially starting from scratch, because this isn't a platform in which companies are paying ads and paying for marketing that can initially get put on and kind of pump a video. They want to make sure that your content is actually good and people are actually watching your content. And because of that, the community is really driving which creators grow and which creators don't. When on other platforms, kind of like YouTube, it's kind of a pay to play. If you spend more money on ads, if you spend more money on marketing, you're definitely going to get seen by more people. When Odyssey really doesn't give you that effect. Sure, you can still pay for ads given the crypto that you get from engaging in other people's content, but for the most part, it's completely community driven. So if the community thinks your content is good, they are definitely going to watch your content. Now, let's actually jump into Odyssey, and I can kind of show you what the platform itself looks like. So now that you're actually in Odyssey, you'll see that it's structured very similarly to YouTube in terms of how the videos are set up, what they look like, thumbnails, things of that nature. So it's going to look very similar to YouTube. You can look on the side, see different discovers, you can kind of see trending, you can see who just posted on the platform and things of that nature. So if you are used to being on YouTube in really any capacity, if you're posting videos or you're just somebody that goes to YouTube to watch a lot of content, it's going to feel very similar to YouTube. Not only that, but actually getting started on Odyssey once you actually make an account is really easy, because all you have to do is go up to the upload portion and you simply drag and drop, or you can browse your files on your computer to find the video that you want to upload. And it's really as simple as that. When I say that YouTube and Odyssey are very similar, they're also very user friendly. They want to make it as easy as possible to get you on the platform and get you posting, because like I said, it's a self-sustaining crypto ecosystem. So the easier it is to post and get views and get likes and get subscribers and get engagement on your post, the better it is for Odyssey to make money and be able to provide their content creators with more help, more support, and things of that nature. And I know what you're thinking, Trey, I have all this content across YouTube and Odyssey sounds really cool, getting paid in crypto, seems like there's a lot of upside, but I'm not trying to re-upload all of my content to Odyssey. Well, the cool thing is, in Odyssey, you can actually sync with a YouTube channel. So if you already currently have a YouTube channel, you can sync it with your current YouTube channel to bring all your videos over to Odyssey, which I think is absolutely amazing. When I initially got started with Odyssey, that was my first real complaint that I had with the platform, was that I had so much content on YouTube already, and I didn't want to go back through 40 or 50 videos and have to re-upload all of the information to Odyssey. But as soon as you hit sync YouTube channel, it's going to bring all those videos over for you, so you really don't have to worry about that. One cool thing too on the platform is viewers can actually tip or follow you directly from your video. So if people are watching your videos, they can send a tip right while they're watching it to let you know that they really enjoy your content, which I think is also really cool. There's also less algorithm pressure when it comes to, you're not necessarily chasing pumps, as I think they're a little bit longer lifespan when it comes to videos on Odyssey, as there are less people on the platform itself. So as long as you're on the platform actually making content, I feel like there's a smaller pool of people to actually put that content out to. But because of that, it makes it a lot easier for you to get views. You're not competing with tens of thousands of content creators who are making content day in and day out, and they have huge media companies helping them make content. It seems like Odyssey is more for people who are kind of just really excited to get paid in crypto and who want to diversify their income and kind of move off other mainstream platforms like YouTube. But now let's go into some of the pros and the cons when it comes to Odyssey, because there are both, and I want to make sure that you know really what you're getting yourself in. Now, when it comes to the pros on the platform, there's a freedom of speech. So there's very few restrictions on what kind of topics you can actually put, whether it be political, whether it be financial, whether it be patriotic. They really do a good job of having very little to no censorship on their platform. They want to make sure it's an open forum when it comes to freedom of speech, that you're able to post whatever content you want. Also, no demonetization on the actual channel. So no one or no group are going to tell you you can't post about said content and you no longer can make money from your videos just because today we feel like this type of information should not be on our network, because it is decentralized, which I think is really cool. Next, you're going to get paid in crypto income. There's going to be a lot of upside. There's also going to be a lot of volatility. But if you're somebody who just simply wants to diversify your income, they want to move over and try something new, I think getting paid in crypto and kind of having exposure to the crypto industry without actually risking any of your own money is definitely a plus, and definitely something that you should keep in mind. Odyssey is very community driven in the fact that it is a much smaller platform than say YouTube, but because of that, it seems like viewers of Odyssey really tend to build a strong community and really support creators. They comment on each other's posts, they like each other's, they give tips to each other because you're getting paid in crypto to one another. And not only that, but it is an open source and it's transparent when it comes to, there's no hidden algorithms, there's no shadow banding, there's no one out there telling you your video is not going to get views simply because we don't like the title of your videos. Odyssey says, if that's the title of your video, that's fine. We will let your community decide whether they like the title of it. You can do with that information what you please. And probably the most important part is the fact that you can sync with YouTube. Because I know a lot of you are coming over from YouTube and you're looking at this video and saying, hey, what are just some alternatives in which I can post my income in to diversify my income, get more views, or whatever the case may be. And for a lot of you, you already have content on this platform and you don't want to have to go to a new platform and re-upload every single piece of content that you already have. Thankfully, when you sync it, it brings all that information over for you and it really cuts down the workload for you getting started on a brand new platform. Now, let's get into some of the cons of Odyssey. And probably the first one that you can kind of imagine is the fact that your reach will not be as large, in the fact that Odyssey is a lot smaller than YouTube. So you could potentially get far more views on YouTube just because they have more people consistently on the platform. So having a smaller audience or a smaller social media site to post on and get views is definitely a con, especially if you're someone that's used to getting tens of thousands of likes and views on their videos. For Odyssey, you might get a lot less, but is that really a con, I guess? There are fewer monetization tools on Odyssey in the fact there's no memberships, there's no ad revenue, there's no sponsorships, or at least there aren't any yet. It seems like they have updates coming out all the time in which they really want to push these things, but it makes it hard for them to do so because they're so decentralized and they really want the power to be in the content creator, not necessarily an entity body saying that, hey, now we have ads, so how exactly are we going to distribute those ads across everybody that makes content for our platform? Another con is some people would argue that getting paid in crypto is not necessarily how they would want to get paid for posting content. And I can agree with that because getting paid in crypto means that your price of your crypto is extremely volatile. Sometimes it'll be up 2-3x. Other times you'll lose 40 to 50% of the overall value overnight for no apparent reason, it seems. So there definitely is a lot of volatility when it comes to how much income you'll be receiving from your videos based on the price of that crypto. Now, yes, the platforms look very similar in terms of Odyssey and YouTube. However, I do feel that Odyssey is a little bit more clunky in terms of just how the UI works and getting from place to place. It seems like it's a little bit more laggy, I think, which is understandable as it's kind of built on like a blockchain technology, which yes is more secure, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer for things to load, takes a little bit longer for content to pop up. It's a little bit slower. So if you're somebody that says, hey, as soon as I click on something, it has to be uploaded and ready to go, this may cause you a lot of stress. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I would say probably the biggest con to this platform, I would say for most people, it seems like Odyssey, because it's such a freedom of speech place where you can post, seems like a lot of people kind of come over to Odyssey from YouTube and post all the content that wasn't able to get monetized on YouTube onto Odyssey, which means you can find some crazy content on Odyssey. I'm not telling you you should go look for it, but there are some stuff on Odyssey that make me question the other content that's going to be put on this platform. So I know sometimes when you get on there and you see just a crazily worded title for a video, it could definitely turn off new users just because they're like, if this was all the content that comes on this platform, I want nothing to do with this. When really, it's just freedom of speech. People can post whatever they want, so try not to get turned off by some questionable content at that. But now that we talked about the pros and cons of Odyssey, let's talk about the growth and the future potential that Odyssey actually has. Now, Odyssey is steadily growing. Yes, it is much smaller than YouTube, and let's be honest, it'll probably never be the absolute video giant that YouTube is. But it still has millions of monthly users, and it's growing every single day. Not only are more and more people looking to kind of diversify off of YouTube and go into some different video platforms, but I think more and more people actually drive over to this platform once crypto becomes more and more mainstream. Initially, why I went to the platform was the fact that I heard that crypto was going crazy. I heard all my friends talking about it. I heard people were becoming millionaires overnight. But the last thing that I wanted to do was invest my life savings in some coin because it had the picture of a dog on it, and I was somehow supposed to get rich spending all my money on this crypto of a dog. So for me, it just seemed really risky. So when they told that the monetization style for Odyssey was the fact that you can upload videos and then get paid in that crypto without any risk of your own, I was really excited in that. And I think a lot of people are going to continue to kind of nudge over to Odyssey as the crypto experience that we're seeing as a whole continues to ramp up. And not only that, but I think the future is very bright for Odyssey. I am a huge fan in not necessarily investing all my time in the number one largest thing, but maybe the second largest that is growing in a completely different niche. So yes, video platforms are not new, as there are a lot of companies that have video platforms. Obviously, YouTube is the largest, but a platform like Odyssey that has millions of monthly users, more and more users are coming over to it every single day. You're getting paid in crypto, but you're also building on what is supposed to be the future of the internet, which is Web3. They are getting paid in crypto. They're trying to integrate some NFT stuff into it, and there's possibility of future ad sharing and some potential revenue sharing that will all be done in crypto and potentially airdrops. So getting on the forefront of not only crypto, Web3, NFT, but also the platform that's kind of running that, and taking YouTube's framework and saying, hey, what do we like about YouTube, which is this conglomerate, this absolute giant when it comes to, a video platform, and how do we change it slightly to find a smaller niche that has a ton of not only upside, but has a ton of possibility to do something really creative in the space that it's in. So with that being said, those are the pros and the cons, in my opinion, of Odyssey. So I guess it just boils down, should you use Odyssey? And I think without a question, 1000%, you should be on Odyssey. Odyssey makes it extremely easy to move all of your content from YouTube onto its platform, where it's just a click of a button. You're not having to reload any of your content or anything like that. And this is good for people of all sizes on YouTube. If you're somebody with an enormous channel, maybe you're trying to branch out and find another audience for your channel. If you're somebody who's really small, well, maybe you can post on Odyssey. You can get far more views because you're a small channel. And it's especially great for people who are in the niches of crypto, tech, politics, because you never have to worry about your content getting demonetized or taken down just because the platform decides that today it's not feeling what you're posting. I truly believe that early adopters of Odyssey are absolutely going to blow up. It might take a little bit, as there's still a lot of advancements when it comes to Web3 and the blockchain technology, but Odyssey is definitely a front runner when it comes to a video platform giving you a very similar experience to one that we all have come to love, which is YouTube. So if you're somebody that wants a little bit more freedom, or maybe you're somebody who's trying to tap into a very different audience than the one that you're used to, I would say highly recommend. Get on Odyssey, post some content, just see how you like the platform. Maybe it's just something that you do alongside your content creation on every other platform that you're on, but I definitely think it is a slept on platform because some of the pros that I actually talked about. And there'll actually be a pinned comment in the comment section down below for a link for you to go ahead and sign up for Odyssey if that's something that you're interested in doing, because I want to make this as simple as possible, get you on this platform, get you diversified, and get you some money rolling in, because that crypto money different. We all know somebody who's still living at home with a Lambo in the driveway, and it's all because of crypto, baby. So just like that, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you are open to trying out a different video platform, which is Odyssey, because I think it's really cool, and I think you really enjoy it. But if you did like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified every time I post a video, and leave a comment in the comment section down below. How do you feel about Odyssey? If it's something you've heard before, or if this is the first time, and do you think you're going to try it out? Because I think you'll be like relatively surprised at how cool it is. But just like that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.